7 deadly mistakes lonely women make. There are 7 categorical reasons some women have difficulties finding and keeping boyfriends. These causes have evolutionary and biological roots that divide the sexes in behavioral proclivities. I am not saying this is what women should do, or have to do to get a man. What I am saying is, these are general things that some women tend to do that men tend to take exception to, and why they do. Here are the 7 areas. The desperation mindset. Humans are hunters and gatherers, so we value items that are more difficult to acquire. For the ancients, is meant key survival items, for example, best food and building materials. The human brain consolidates and simplifies. The lessons of hunting and gathering became, difficult equals valuable and easy equals invaluable, very much the same way all of the lessons of conflict resolution became, fight or flight. As society grew more complex, the consolidated and simplified hunter-gatherer lesson was corrupted. For example, diamond jewelry is expensive, whereas cubic zirconium, CZ, jewelry is cheap. A CZ has all the qualities that attracted to humans to using diamonds for jewelry. Likewise, a readily available woman has less appeal. Men were the hunters, and women were the gatherers. Hence, men instinctually love hunting, and the male brain thrives on the neurochemical rewards of capture, that is, dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine releases in anticipation of reward, not the actual reward, so the actual qualities of the woman do not matter as much as hunting her. Variability also increases dopamine in the brain. That is why gambling is addictive and why players play around. Not knowing if you will have a big kill or no kill is irresistible for the brain's reward system. Players are not into their conquests. They are into the dopamine derived from whether or not the quest becomes a conquest. Men intrinsically mistrust women because religions, especially Judeo-Christianity, portray women as untrustworthy, for example, Eve, Delilah or Jezebel. If a woman is easy prey, men instinctively think she will be easy prey for other men. Thus, an easily acquirable female represents more threat than control, and the brain will run from that scenario every day, all day long. I often hear women use the phrase, "lend a man." Men are not Marlins or Cessnas. You do not need to lend them. Men will land themselves, you just need to point them towards the runway and make them circle the tower until they are so low on fuel, they are begging to land. Besides, you do not want a man that you have to land. You want a man that thanks God he has landed you. Also, some women will lie about who they are and what they like to do to get a boyfriend. Men deplore that. It just confirms the Eve stereotype. When they find out who you are, and what you like, they lose respect for you and resent being deceived. Not only will he resent you, your self-abandonment will turn into self-resentment, and evolve in self-neglect, which is the diamond lane too ugly. Asking men to define your relationship. Never ask a man to define your relationship, because it is idiotic, annoying and a neon sign flashing hot mess. If you have to ask if you are in a relationship, the answer is obviously, no. Being too clingy. All humans fear intimacy. When another person moves towards you, the brain's default response is to move away for safety. Clinginess is invasive, threatening, annoying, suspect and extremely unattractive. You might as well tattoo discounted merchandise on your forehead. Failure to stroke the caveman. Historically, men have always protected women. However, the days when men were men and women were grateful are gone. Women need condoms, not men for protection. Most men could not physically protect a woman if they had to. However, men need to feel like their woman sees them as a big manly man. I am a feminist because there can be no free men until women are free. However, blurred gender roles are one of the prices of the feminism. Intellectually, most men understand evolving gender roles. However, intellect is a cortical event, whereas emotions occur in the old brain, where there is no thinking, just survive now, and ask questions later. Fight or flight is the default emotional male response to a woman not making him feel big and strong. Both of those lead to some women sitting on a bar stool saying, "I'd like a strong drink of hard liquor and nothing with a man's name." Note, making a man feel manly is not the same as assigning him all of the yucky domestic tasks. Talking about other men. Repeatedly mentioning other men will prevent or destroy a relationship. That is because society has told us that women are not supposed to think about men other than their boyfriends, husbands or sons. Asking a man how you look. Why would any woman pose such a question? Again, if you have to ask, the answer is not good. Men are as readable as those giant numbers on the special needs phones. You should never ask men certain types of questions, that is ones you do not want to be answered truthfully. Scientists have not identified the mechanism, but it is the Y chromosome factor in men. That is, why would you think that women, who begin their day by making up their faces, are not the least bit interested in certain truths, such as whether or not a pair of jeans makes them look fat? Only women with body image issues ask those questions. Then they get upset when some man says, "Not to me but the night manager at Denny's said you were creating a fire hazard from the thigh friction," or "Are you kidding, you're so skinny you could walk through a heart." The Y chromosome. Besides, if a man does not like what you are wearing, just take it off.